You walk away with dignity, shook their wall, and now what you dream of is coming. Hallelujah. You didn't have to scream. You didn't have to expose anybody. You didn't have to beg them to understand your worth. You simply walk away. And somehow, that quiet decision shook their entire world because they expected you to keep fighting for the connection. They expected another messages, another explanation, another attempt to fix what they refused to fix. But instead, you choose yourself. And that was the moment everything changed. There is something powerful about walking away without destroying everything behind you. You didn't leave because you stopped caring. You left because you realized caring about someone doesn't mean abandoning yourself. You had reached a point where you were tired of carrying conversation that should have been mutual. Tired of wondering where you stood. Tired of trying to understand behavior that kept confusing you. Tired of giving chances while receiving uncertainty in return. So you made a decision. Maybe it wasn't easy. Maybe you cried privately. Maybe you questioned yourself. Maybe part of you wanted them to stop you, but you still choose dignity. And they felt it. They may have expected your departure to be temporal. They may have thought you would eventually become emotional and come back. But something about this time was different. You weren't walking away to get a reaction. You were walking away because your heart had finally understood that peace was more valuable than constantly waiting for someone to make up their mind. And that realization can be incredibly powerful because when someone knows you are leaving just to make them chase you, they may wait for the game to end. But when someone realizes you are genuinely moving forward, everything feels different. That is what may have shaken this person. They suddenly had to face the possibility that you could build a beautiful life without them. They may have started wondering what you are doing, who you are meeting, what opportunities are coming into your life. Whether you are happier now, whether someone else is going to recognize what they fail to appreciate. And that last thought may bother them deeply because you are no longer standing in the same place where they left you. You are changing, you are growing, you are becoming more selective about what you allow into your life. And they are watching that transformation from a distance. Maybe they expected you to fail, fall apart. Instead, you became stronger. Maybe they expected you to chase. Instead, you became peaceful. Maybe they thought losing them would break you. Instead, losing the situation taught you how to choose yourself. And now something else is happening. The thing you dream about during those difficult moments may finally be moving towards you. Not because you beg for it, not because you force it, but because walking away created space. Space for something healthier. Space for something more aligned with what you actually want. Space for a relationship that doesn't require you to constantly question whether you are valued. Space for opportunity you could see why you were emotionally stuck in the old situation. And this is where I want you to pay attention. Sometimes the blessing you have been praying for doesn't arrive while you are still holding tightly to something that keep hurting you. You may have been asking for peace. You may have been asking for genuine love. You may have been asking for commitment. You may be, you may have been dreaming about being chosen openly, confidently, and without hesitation. And perhaps you thought that dream had to come through the person you were trying so hard to hold on to. But life can surprise you. Sometimes the dream comes after the release. Sometimes the door opens after they finally stop standing in front of the closed one. And that may be where you are now. You may stood, you may soon find yourself experiencing something that feels very different from your past. Someone who communicates, someone who makes plans, someone who doesn't leave you guessing, someone who isn't embarrassed to show that they care, someone who sees your value without needing to lose you first. And if the old person return, you will be in a completely different position. You won't be returning as the same person who once accepted confusion. You will have learned, you will have grown, you will know what you need. You will know, you will understand that words are not enough. If they want another chance, they will have to meet the new version of you, not the version who tolerated everything, not the version who was afraid to walk away, the version who knows exactly what she deserves. That is why your dignity matters. You didn't just leave a situation, you changed your standard. And people notice when your standard change. The people who were comfortable giving you the bare minimum may suddenly realize that the old arrangement no longer works. They may come back with explanation. They may suddenly become emotional. They may tell you they understand now, but you don't have to rush. You can listen without sudden surrendering your boundaries. You can forgive without reopening the door. You can love someone and still decide that the relationship isn't right for you. That is emotional strength. And perhaps the most beautiful part of what is coming is that you won't have to force it. You won't have to convince someone to appreciate you. You won't have to perform to be chosen. You won't have to compete with anybody. The right opportunity will meet you where you are. The right person will not require you to become smaller so they can feel comfortable. And the right relationship will not make you question whether you are enough. Maybe you have been dreaming about a proposal. You have you have been dreaming about marriage. You have wanted a stable relationship. You have wanted someone to finally say, I'm choosing you. I'm not afraid to show it. Hallelujah. Whatever that dream has been, don't assume it disappeared simply because one chapter ended. Hallelujah. If you're finding this video useful, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. Shalom.